Hey, I'm Larry Janesky from Dr. Energy Saver.
And I'm Mike Rusk from Dr. Energy Saver in Cleveland, Ohio.
And today we're here at the Dr. Energy Saver International Home Energy Conservation Training Center, and we call it Energy City. And we have a display here of can light covers. And Mike, why are can light covers important?
Well, can lights are probably one of the most notorious areas for air leaks. And you got all this warm air in your home, right, that rises to the top of the house. And of course, what's at the very top of the house? Can lights. Right. And so these can lights have all these holes and openings in them and everything, right, so that air can just go right through, right out the can light, right into the attic, and then that air is lost. So if you can keep those can lights from leaking air, you can make the areas below the level of the lights warmer in the winter and keep that area cooler in the summer.
And keep your warm air that you pay to heat in the house.
Correct.
Don't pay to heat it and let it leak out, right?
Right. So your energy bills will go down as a result. Yes.
So when we say can lights, we might people call them recessed lights, and you see a bulb here. This is what you might see in your ceiling. If we were in an attic and this can light was on, we would see light shining through all these holes. I mean, there is so many perforations in a fixture like this where air is just leaking right out, and the can light is at the top of the house. Warm air is buoyant, it wants to leak out. Plus, when the light bulb is on, the incandescent light bulb burns at 360 degrees.
That's right.
So we're causing even more convection, right?
Yes, we're actually creating more lift and creating conditions for more air to leave the space that we tried to heat.
So in order to make a house more comfortable and energy efficient, we want to insulate the attic. But before we do, we have a lot of work to do with air sealing, and can lights is one place that we want to make sure we put a cover over that can light. Now, we have a display here of a variety of different ways to do that, and of course, this is a very labor-intensive way here. We made a box out of drywall and try to seal it all up with foam and everything. And this is going to take way too long. So fortunately, there's covers these days that have been developed to make it pretty lot faster than
That's right.
something like this.
It's one of the problems with can lights when you're in the attic is that there's so many different styles and different kinds of wiring and different ways that they're put in. You really have to be prepared to try to customize that can light with a cover. So you can go out and buy covers that you can just set on there and seal up. But most of the time, we're dealing with manufacturing something so that we have a custom airtight fit.
Yeah, it's not so much the cover that's really doing a lot of the work. It's getting that cover fitted and cut and sealed around the struts of the fixture and the wiring that's going to the fixture so that you can get it completely airtight.
Right, and it's also the material too. These can lights, as you mentioned, the bulbs burn very hot. The can lights can get very hot, and you've got electrical wiring around there, so you can't just go up there and start covering them all with foam of some kind, because you could start a fire. Yeah. So you've got to make sure you've got the right materials, the right foam. So it all takes a lot of thought and a lot of experience to make sure you're doing it the right way.
Well, this is what a weekend warrior might not understand is that most of these can light fixtures, and certainly the older they are, unless they're brand new, they're not rated for insulation contact. You can't just put insulation against this fixture that gets very hot when that bulb is on for hours. Because there's a fire hazard. So, for example, this particular can light cover is made from rock wool, and that is a byproduct of the steel manufacturing process. So this stuff is basically slag that has been already heated to 2,000 degrees. Anything that's flammable is already burned out of this stuff, and this is completely, inflammable. So
yeah, that's not going to burn. If there's a problem, you're not going to have a fire with that.
Yeah. So lots of things that we have to do before we go insulate an attic. But if somebody in the greater Cleveland area wants to make their home more energy efficient and more comfortable for the whole family year-round, what do they do?
All they have to do is give us a call or go to our website. And what we can do is come out and give a free home energy assessment, give a free written estimate as well.
Excellent. Thanks, Mike.
You're welcome.